we got Daniel Paulus here from you go ahead and introduce yourself. This is my first time in person interview.
No, dude.
So this
is your show, man.
We got LOUDWIRE producer, KLAQ host. What do they call it? DJ? Would you be a DJ? Still
Well,
called
that's
DJ?
what I like to be called, but we're called an on-air personality.
An on-air personality. That's what we have.
Thank you.
He crawled through my maze of a trailer to get back to this little studio.
Thankfully, it wasn't too far from my house, so it wasn't too bad getting here.
How far was it from here?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Nah.
So, yeah, that's not bad at all. So I was like, I hope he doesn't think this is really sketch when I go.
No, I've been in worse neighborhoods, so no, you're good.
That's good. That's good. Welcome everybody. So Daniel, you came to mind because, well, first of all, you're also an amazing drummer.
Oh no, I'm not.
He also sings. You also play some keys, right?
Terribly, yes.
He's lying. He's being modest. He's really good.
Nah, I'm okay. I can keep a beat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important thing for a drummer to do.
Yeah.
Just keep the beat, play what the song needs, and then you're good.
Well, he actually played for Dichotic at one point. Well, you tried out for Dichotic, played a couple songs. So if you could play those progressive tracks, I think you're beyond just keeping the beat.
Well, I guess that's fair. His stuff is not that simple either.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty all over the place. So, but anyways, thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for willing to come out here, dude. It's awesome. But anyways, he came on a Dichotic stream, and when he came on a Dichotic stream, the first song he heard was BAND-MAID.
Yes.
No God. And what was your initial reaction to that?
Damn. I mean, I've heard baby metal, and I knew they were good. So I was like, I'm not used to this kind of music, so I wanted to know more.
Yeah. And what was it that like caught you when you first heard it?
Oh, the drums. Absolutely.
The drums.
I mean, I'm a drummer, so of course that's going to be the first thing I gravitate to.
Yeah.
But I just love the energy that they were giving off.
Yeah.
And, you know, the maid's outfit, too. It's like, oh, that's an interesting attire to go with, but they kick ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. I can't wait to show you more. We're going to show you some more today.
Okay.
By the way, we showed him No God live. We did show him No God live, and it wasn't even a recorded version. So your first version of BAND-MAID was live, which everybody says to check out live and not record it. Let me turn off those notifications. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't blame them, because when you listen to a studio version and then you listen to the live version, you can really hear differences. Mm-hmm. And you've been in this situation too. When you're recording, you got to do a song over and over and over again, take after take after take. And then when you're doing it live, it's just, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So take the reins off, take those chains off, and just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So usually a live performance is way more explosive than a studio performance.
Everything gets compressed too.
Oh, yeah.
Like extreme amount of compression and stuff on it. And that's been some of the criticism with previous BAND-MAID albums, is that there's too much compression on it. Mm-hmm. But I think that's honestly criticism with most bands, especially nowadays, because they're playing like that loud game.
Yes.
You know? I just listened to this new Japanese metal band called Jaluka, and they are the loudest band I have ever heard in my life. I mean, I pulled up the audio to it, and it just like blew my ears off.
Is it like during Grey loud?
It's louder.
It's louder.
Like, it's deathcore.
Oh, okay. that explains it.
Deathcore. So yeah, tell everyone about your what you know about Japanese music, because I was shocked when I asked you. I'm like, hey, do you know anything about Japanese music? I didn't care if you did. I was gonna make him discover music today.
Yeah,
but
so
tell me about your journey with that.
My extent, honestly, is not that great. I know baby metal because they're like probably the biggest Japanese metal band right now. You know, they got on tour with Rob Zombie, so good on you guys.
Yeah.
But I know X Japan, I know During Grey, I know Crush 40 from the Sega games.
Yeah, you mentioned Crush 40. That's been a name mentioned to me. I haven't checked them out yet. So what do they kind of sound like?
Dude, you gotta check them out at least once.
Okay, I will.
Chad, think of some Crush 40 songs to tell Alan to listen to.
Yeah, I will definitely check it out. Well, I probably actually already reacted to a song and probably forgot. I react to so many songs on a daily basis.
Have you heard the soundtrack for Sonic Adventure 2?
Yeah, yeah.
That's Crush 40.
That's Crush 40?
That's Crush 40.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So you have heard them. You just maybe never know about it.
So out of the bands that you have heard, how did you hear of X Japan? Because that shocked me when you mentioned them, because I never heard of them, but a lot of people said they were a really famous band from
Believe
80s
it or
and
not,
stuff.
a lot of my musical taste came from the Guitar Hero Rock Band games. They've been really good at exposing popular artists, foreign artists to a wider audience that maybe you never heard of, but you listen. Like IV was the song I first got introduced to them.
So X Japan was on.
It was on Rock Band.
It was on Rock Band.
Yeah, it was a downloadable track.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
What made you want to download it? You downloaded all of them, or is that what you?
No, it actually. I can't remember. I think it actually came with the game, and I never heard the song until I just decided to play it, and I'm like, damn, I like this. I never heard this before, but I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I got done telling Daniel I've fell down a rabbit hole these past 2 years in Japanese music. I've gotten into it a lot, and it's been amazing. And as a musician, it's phenomenal because it's definitely out of the norm what you hear in the U.S. I've been waiting for this moment to start inviting musicians that are from El Paso on here, or DJs or people that are in the music scene, because it's not just metal, rock, and all that stuff. There's great J-pop out there. It's amazing music that's going on. A well-known name like Marty Friedman, who lives in Japan, is
He's well known because he's the lead guitarist for Megadeth.
Yep.
And then he had a huge following in Japan and decided to move there.
Yeah.
And then he became this huge superstar.
Yeah, he's a big advocate of Japanese metal, and he's done one of my favorite Japanese bands, Maximum Hormone, even though they haven't released music in fucking forever. But
get on it, guys.
He's covered some of their songs, which were really cool. He did them as all guitar leads and everything. And he just did an interview with Rick Beato talking about how intricate Japanese music is.
Okay.
So now something I want to do today is I got to show you some BAND-MAID songs, and I know everybody here is waiting for that to happen. So we'll definitely get on that. But before we do that, I want you to tell your backstory to everyone. Like, how'd you get into music? How'd you get into what you're doing today?
Well, it goes really far back. When I was a kid, I learned how to play piano since I was in first grade. And I've been singing practically my whole life.
Yeah.
And I knew I had a love for music when I heard Joe Satriani for the first time. Joe Satriani and Rush, just listening to the songs, I started kind of drumming along to it. So my parents knew, okay, he's got something there. He's got some sort of musical talent that we got to get him into doing something a little bit more creative than just banging on the pots and pans at home.
Yeah.
So I started off just learning the basics, learning scales, chords, all those basic notes, and playing Furlies, playing Mozart, playing Schubert.
God,
all that good
stuff. Dropping all these big names. That's crazy.
That's where I learned,
I learned off of punk. Mozart, Satriani, I'm over there playing to oh my God, I can't even. Rancid, no effects.
Hey, Rancid's great though.
They are.
I mean, if you listen to Fall Back Down, you can't help but just bob along to it. If you fall back down, you can't help it.
Yeah. Wow, way different. So you got a drum kit.
Yes.
And then, so when did you start playing drums? Officially got that kit and started playing?
It was such a long time ago. I think it was around the Christmas holiday of 2006. It was either 2006 or 2005, and I really got into drums listening to Rush. I really did.
I fucking love Rush, man.
I do too.
I still learn something every time I listen to a Rush song.
Listen, I know that John Bonham is probably, the greatest rock drummer of all time, but Neil Peart is the drummer to me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's where I try to emulate when I play.
Yeah.
That sheer power, ferocity, and also just extreme technicism.
That's why we're so sad when he said no to join a Dichotic. We're like, no, he's so good.
I know.
To go.
That's funny.
But just kidding all aside. But it was awesome. Like that moment jamming with you was like amazing. I love jamming with drummers because I could never find drummers to jam with. It was like anybody that was willing to play progressive music, I jumped on that. I'm like, yeah, let's jam. And just hope that it would work out. It's impossible to find somebody that's willing to play progressive music.
I mean, hell, it's hard to find just a drummer. Yeah. Or anyone willing to play bass.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's like once you find a good bass player and a drummer, you're set for life.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Yep. Yeah, my bassist needs to step it up. No, just kidding. No, see, I've just taken the role of teaching. You know, I think that's why I became like a music teacher on the side, is because of teaching so many guitarists and bassists how to play the music that I write. I just got a knack for it, you know. So I went through those realms of teaching a lot, and then that's why I ended up started teaching music. I'm like, I might as well just do this because I love teaching sometimes. Only if the other person's interested in it.
Yeah, if they're not willing to learn, don't be wasting my time.
It kind of sucks. So you played drums, right? And then, so you did this all throughout high school. You were pretty young. What are you, 10, 9?
No, I started playing drums around the age of 13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I started playing drums at 13, but I've been playing piano since I've been 6 or 7.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, that's over 20 years of experience right there.
Yeah, and then you played in a lot of bands. One of the bands, how I met you was Hot Shot Kicks.
Yes.
Which was, oh, you guys are so good.
Well, thank you.
You guys are so good.
They're still around, and they're still making music. They're still kicking ass, and I support them all the way.
That's awesome. That's good.
Even though I'm not drumming with them. Yeah, no. It's Juan who's still the lead guitarist and singer. He's basically the mastermind.
Yeah, guys, check out Hot Shot Kicks. They're a really good band. Nice, progressive, technical band. That'd be a cool band to interview too sometime.
Oh yeah,
they're fantastic. No joke.
No, it was a fun gig when it lasted. You know what I mean?
Okay, so any other notable bands that you played with before? Like, so what styles did you play along with? Was it always that style of Hot Shot Kicks, or was it other things?
Yeah, I'd say so. You know, kind of like that hardcore rock sound. There was one band I had in high school called Jet Venice, and it was with a couple buddies of mine from high school, but we didn't do the progressive rock scene. We just kind of did like Alice in Chains and Red Hot Chili Pepper, Foo Fighter covers.
Okay.
So, you know, more like that alt rock sound.
Okay.
But we weren't afraid to throw in a Porcupine Tree song every now and then.
That's nice. That's awesome, man.
So that was a lot of fun.
What's your favorite style of music to play?
Any kind.
Any kind. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah, you're like me. Yeah, as long as it tickles the fancy and you're like,
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
And you know, that's one thing I've learned being a musician. Don't ever limit yourself.
Yeah.
Don't ever limit yourself to being a metal guitarist or a, you know, jazz guitarist. Just try to learn everything you can.
Yeah.
Because the more you learn, the more styles you can pick up on, the more doors and more opportunities will come your way.
And that's absolutely true, because that's just what happened to me recently. I just joined a cover band, and I fucking love it. We're just playing all these old school later 60s, 70s, 80s rock songs, and then some newer. But then I go home and play progressive metal.
I'd also, if I had to pick one style, I guess the classic rock would be, you know, my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Because that's what I grew up with, you know. Yeah. I grew up with a lot of the AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Police, you know, Rush, obviously. Yeah. So a lot of the classics I did learn, and I'd say probably got me into falling in love with music.
Yeah, like my favorite style to combine has always been like the grunge with metal.
Yes.
I like, because grunge has those elements of 70s, 80s rock still in there. There's something so satisfying about a heavy, hard rock beat and then a ripping metal riff.
Yes.
For some reason, it just goes together so well instead of, I don't know how to explain it.
It sounds like you're describing really early Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Like the Faceless album.
Yeah.
The Facelift album.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's true. Alice in Chains was definitely a version of that. That I would agree with that for sure. All right, we're gonna check out some BAND-MAID. You guys ready? Ready for BAND-MAID? Let's check in with chat real quick.
Okay.
Thank you all for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Let me see. Any questions? You know, throw them in there. Have you or your guests ever heard of Lisa 13, a rock guitarist born with no right hand but plays right-handed thanks to a device her father built for her? No, Rod, I have not. I've not heard about.
That's cool.
Rush, the drummer, but BAND-MAID supplanted Rush as #1 band for me. Wait, I thought Alan wasn't in 5 in Texas. I am in Texas.
No, he's in another dimension.
I am in another dimension.
He's 100%. In the world of Xanadu. The land of milk and honey.
Oh, and good morning, guys. All right, so, hey, hit the like button on the podcast. Hey, let's let a fellow BAND-MAID fan know that we're gonna react to something. What do you guys want us to check out first? What is the song I should show him? I know you guys are gonna want something live. Maybe something drum oriented. I mean, they're all drum oriented, to be honest. But yeah. While we're waiting for the suggestions to roll in for Manners, while we wait for the suggestions to come in for BAND-MAID, so you heard that band. So with Japanese music, did you dive in any deeper after those, or just those bands you happened? How'd you find out that they were from Japan?
I didn't know until you told me. I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I went. So
yeah.
I never really had a chance to dwell more into Japanese metal. And I haven't gone down that rabbit hole, so I'm kind of hoping you would be the one to guide me down.
Oh, we're going to guide you. We're going to guide you right now.
I wanted to be like Alice in Wonderland. I'm Alice, and you're the bunny. I want you to guide me through the world of madness.
We're going to take you down the hole right now.
Yes, please do.
Far down the hole. This is going bad. He's technically heard No God every... of course, I'm going to get a different suggestion. I might just go with Manners. Amanda's a really good one. Puzzle.
I like the one that says Domination. Kind of reminds me of Pantera.
Ooh, all right, let's do Domination. Let's go with that. I'm down for some Domination. All right, let's move the screen over here. How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you guys for coming out.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. Of course, my window froze. All right, there we go. All right, let's get
okay, so the comment said live from Valentine's Day 2020.
Live from okay, so we're gonna do Domination. Live from Valentine's Day 2020. All right.
Yeah.
Misa influenced me to start playing bass at the age 54. Wow.
You know what? That's cool because it's never too late to learn an instrument.
Absolutely.
You can learn it at the age of 5 or 50.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If that drive is there and that passion is there, you want to learn, do it.
Yeah. Wasn't it Adler from Lamb of God? He didn't learn drums till he was 35.
I think so.
Something like that. He didn't learn until his mid-30s. He ended up being like one of those great drummers and all that stuff. They would mention in magazines about that.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's very robotic, but like he's perfect for metal.
Oh, yeah. No, he's perfect for Lamb of God.
Yeah, it sucks that he's not in Lamb of God. I don't think he's even in Lamb of God anymore.
No, he's not. But we still love you, Chris.
What happened with that?
That I actually don't really know. I think there may be some sort of conflict in the band. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Quote him.
No.
Just kidding.
No.
After we check out this song, we'll talk more about the LOUDWIRE producing and the radio stuff. We'll get into that. So if you guys have any questions about that, let us know in the chat. I'm going to look for... I don't see the Valentine's thing, but I did find an official live video. So let me show them the official live video. Domination. And then if you need to turn down the volume, it's right there.
All right. Just right out of the gate, I love it.
So what do you think is so far out the gate?
Oh my God. We're not even a minute in and I'm already, I'm bobbing my head, I'm headbanging. I just want to go up in the crowd.
The sad thing about this is when you listen to the recorded version, you don't get those haze in the beginning. So I went to like 8 shows. So like I had the haze stuck in my head. So when I listened to the album version, I'd be like in my car going, "Hey, oh, where's that part? I don't hear the haze."
You're like I can't be the only one doing it. No, I'd love that.
Yeah.
That's one thing about Japanese crowds that you don't fully appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
They get so into the shows.
Yeah.
They really fucking do.
Yeah, and it's about getting the crowds in there. I think I don't know. So some crowds is a little rough getting them into music, right? Yeah,
but not this crowd.
No.
That energy right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that drum. I just love that. Just those little accents, man.
Yeah.
Just those accents just can make a song elevate to a level where you're like, oh, yeah.
Right. I agree, man.
It's the little things.
It's the little things. It is. I say this all the time. It is about the little things. That's why I always mention about engineering, sound engineering, because like even that plays a big part, and it has to translate over onto stage, and like doing those little nuances is what's going to get people captivated in, you know?
I mean, if you were just playing a straight beat, that's great, and it still would have been great.
Yeah.
But with just those little...
Yeah.
Just those little things make it go, oh, that's what I like. It's a little spice.
Little spice, exactly.
And let me just say, that bass player is so goddamn good, too.
Dude, I'm telling you, I saw her in 8 different cities. I swear to God, I didn't see one mess up.
Well, if she messed up, she made it, seamless.
Dude, like everyone else, I can catch one little thing, but it's not even a big deal because it's a live show. But her, not one. And I don't even know how. I thought for sure a flub, something like a wrong note real quick, and you instantly fix it so you make it not sound like a wrong note, you know? And
but nope, nothing.
Like nothing. I seriously couldn't. Misa, her name's Misa, and
Misa.
I was like, what? And even if the other ones did mess up, they covered it up so well, and probably I'm the only one to notice. But Misa, I don't know.
She's great.
I have this theory. She's so good that I don't even understand what she's doing. So that's probably why I didn't notice mistakes. You know how like people that don't play, they don't really hear the mistakes like you do?
Yes.
I feel like that's how I am with Misa. I don't understand what she's doing.
It's probably the case.
Why I don't.
Or maybe it's because it's so goddamn good, you're like, I don't care. It sounds great. Who cares? Let's keep listening to it, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's true. And then plus you're in the live moment. Who knows? Yeah.
Is that slap bass? What the fuck? Right. She's just fucking like boom, 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 boom. I mean, she's. I don't know how tough she is. She looks like a kid my ass, but she looks like she's just a scrawny little girl, and then she's slapping the shit out of this bass.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God. I'm fucking loving this.
That's awesome. Oh man. Let me by the way, guys, if the internet does dip out, no worries. I have a I am recording this, so we'll repost later if it's having any issues out there.
Oh my God. This reminds me of the actual domination. You know, like that ending where Dimebag is just absolutely shredding his heart out.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing this, like, guitar is playing and she's shredding her heart out. And she's trading off of the other guitar player. And then there's the bass player over here. She's just fucking vibing over here.
Yeah.
Like, this whole live performance is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen this before.
No.
I mean,
for like a live show, like, what do you mean?
Like, you can see this energy in a metal show, but not to this extent.
Yeah.
It's just, everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Everyone's so animated.
Yeah, they're so happy to be there.
Yeah. I love seeing that energy.
Yeah.
And I think for an audience member, that's what you want from a show.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can see people play expert level shredding, and it sounds cool. But if they're just standing there, you know, noodling like, it's like, you're not feeling as engaged as when you're watching this.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing about a lot of these bands over there is that they're happy to be there almost. Yeah. You know, it's like we've seen so many bands play and it's like they like look like somebody shit in their Cheerios in the morning.
It's like, hey guys, thanks for coming out. Cool, yeah, thanks for coming. But then you go to Japan, they're just like, they're grateful. Anytime you see Dream Theater live in Japan or Mr. Big live in Japan, the crowds are just so into it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about Japanese crowds that I love.
Yeah.
They fucking appreciate a good show.
Yeah. Yeah, they appreciate the complexities too, I think, even more so. And I think it's growing over here finally, not in our neck of the woods, but like it's growing. It's slow. Yeah, slowly.
It'll slowly but surely grow.
Yeah. Which we're going to talk about that because we'll talk about it in a second, but there might be a certain Japanese song being played this Sunday.
Yeah, maybe.
But we'll talk about it in a second.
Let's finish this up.
It's all good.
Oh, that was so good.
All right, so now you've heard 2 songs by them.
Yes. I love them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, Yeah, I've got to get you to a show now.
Yeah, I know. I got to go to a BAND-MAID shirt now.
Oh man, it would be crazy. You'll love it. I'm telling you, you'll love it. They're really good. They're really good. And they're coming back here too. They're coming back. Yeah, they're coming back over here. I wish I had all day. Oh, in May. In May they'll be, but of course not in El Paso. But
damn it.
Yeah, they're going to like Dallas and.
Well, that's not too far away.
9 hours.
Well, it could be
Phoenix
worse.
is closer.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
They could only be coming to like California, and we'd have to go all the way to California.
That's and that's how big they're growing. Like they're able to play like even in like Minnesota. They're playing in Detroit. They're playing in the center states too. So not just just on the East Coast and West Coast like some bands do when they come over.
The big cities you'd expect a band like this to be performing at. So
yeah,
it's nice that they're actually playing in the more. I don't want to say smaller states, but maybe smaller markets.
The smaller markets, yeah, because they have that demand, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna so we submitted our covers to you for some of the Japanese songs that we did, and I don't know how it works with playing. I don't know how it worked with you. Like if we submitted a song like a BAND-MAID song on that, how does that work? You want to tell everyone about that? How that works with your Sunday show?
Oh, for Q Connected?
Yeah, for Q Connected. Yeah.
So Q Connected is our our Sunday show. Oh, sorry, it's our Sunday show where we play national artists and regional/local artists. So in your case, you're from where we're from.
Yeah.
So you can submit a song whenever you want. Yeah. And I can play it on the show whenever I want.
Yeah.
If I was going to get a BAND-MAID song, I probably would have to get the actual team to send me their song. Yeah. And I can be like, oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, I could probably play this. Yeah.
So the loophole is, guys, we send in our cover of the Japanese song.
Yes.
I know it's not the same. It's not the same, but that's kind of the workaround, right?
It is.
So yeah.
But I can still make a mention of like what the song was, who you were incorporating with the song.
Yeah, exactly. So
because you're from our neighborhood. You're from El Paso.
So for this next one, it's gonna be "Welcome to Valhalla," which is Unlucky Morpheus.
Yes.
And then I sent him the BAND-MAID one also, and did I send you Baby Metal? I don't remember if I did.
I think you did.
Yeah, Baby Metal has I think they're doing just fine though in the U.S. But
it's always fun to play them.
Yeah, it's always Unlucky Morpheus is like that's a really cool band. That's a really good band to check out. So yeah, a little bit of loophole. So you also do producing for tell them about the radio business, what you do there, and what's that like.
Well, so I'm on KLAQ, as you've already known for years. I've been there since 2017.
What did you start off as at KLAQ?
Well, you always have to start at the bottom. So you're just an overnight guy. You're just an overnight guy looking over the station, making sure that nothing burns down and all the songs are playing. So you work your way from the bottom up. So I got to where I am at probably around 2019. I started as the overnight guy, went to doing an evening shift. So I would be the midnight to 6 a.m. on a Saturday, Sunday, and then to a 7 to 12 on a Saturday, and then eventually filling in during the afternoons. And now I'm the guy you listen to when you're driving home.
I know it's wild. When I put on the radio, I hear you. It trips me out. I'm like,
yeah, I'm with Double G now, Yeah. Like, we're the big guys now. And it's freaking crazy.
That's wild.
I never want to be considered, like, the big dog or anything. I worked my way up there, and I'm proud that I did.
So you were watching the studio at first, and then you just slowly worked into, working sound, or what was that? What was the kind of duties you had to do?
Well, I did pretty much everything.
Everything.
I would do the commercials. It's just like putting everything together, voiceovering them, and then I eventually learned how to actually be on the air for KLAQ.
Yeah.
Because working for the other radio station, KTAP at the university, was a lot different than working on a rock station.
What's the differences between that?
Well, I can't be this energetic. That's one thing. I can't, because it's a jazz station. It's for like it's It's a public radio station.
Oh, so you got to talk all smooth, or?
88.5 FM KTEP, your NPR station for the Southwest. And now I could be like, 95.5 KLAQ, El Paso's best rock. Now I could be like that, you know what I mean? So the differences are night and day.
It's so wild. So do they ask you to talk with that amount of energy, or?
No. It just comes natural, you know?
Yeah,
but I'm not going to lie. When I first started off, I was really nervous.
I bet you're live. Like, well...
Yeah, I'm live all the time, but you know, being a musician, it kind of helped me get over that fear. Now I don't really think about it.
Oh, that's good. So yeah, I can't imagine like talking, you know, trying to refer, like stay away from doing the ums and likes and like, you know, making sure you got.
It still happens.
Still happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And if it does, who cares?
Who cares? So you're doing radio. What do you think about the state of radio in general? Because I feel like it's dying, but they still have people doing radio hosts. Like, where do you see that business going?
I don't see it dying out. That's
Why
the
is
important.
that?
Because you're always going to need someone to be, when you're on a drive, when you're on a road trip, you got to have someone in the car with you telling you about the weather, about the traffic, about what's going on in your environment. And maybe you're in an area you just don't really know, or you have bad reception, and you need to listen to something that's being broadcast to you.
So the bad reception makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. If like you need that, because I always wondered, like, how are they still staying afloat, like with everybody? Because I don't hear a lot of people that use radio, except for our drummer. Actually, he mentions it all the time. He's like, I still listen to radio because he's out working in like parks and stuff. He works for the city, so like when he's in a tractor and stuff, he can't just like plug in his.
Yeah.
He can't plug in his phone.
It's still a great medium of getting to know what's current in the world right now of music, but obviously it's a very limited amount of exposure to what companies and broadcasting or organizations will give to you.
Yeah.
So when you listen to Sirius XM or you listen to Pandora, you can only listen to what is given to you.
Yeah. Now, how about this though? When let's say for me, I download my music, that might prevent me from listening to radio. But what if I have no thirst to know what's going on? You know what I mean? That's what I would worry about. Yeah,
that's entirely your choice too.
Yeah,
you know,
I guess
it's
there's
up
more
to the listener.
I guess there's more people listening than I think, probably, right?
There's still very much a huge market of people listening to the radio in their local markets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because sometimes you just want to know what the hell's going on in El Paso or in Tokyo if you listen to Tokyo radio.
Yeah.
You know, you still want to know what's going on where you're at. And sometimes you're not able to see it on the television or you're not looking at your phone, but you have something playing in the background. And it's good noise to kind of keep you from going crazy.
Yeah.
Of being in the silence all the time.
Gotcha. Well, I noticed something, too, is that you can listen to KLAQ, for example. So if you're, like, from anywhere around the world, you can go online right now, type in KLAQ, and listen to the show over the internet. Because there's a point where I used to listen to the morning show and I actually liked it. I don't like it anymore, but when I did like it.
Well, there's a good reason why some people think that way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why, but I think you kind of know why if you listen to it.
Yeah, it changed. When I watched it was when Teresa was one of the hosts or whatever. I was in the military at the time, and I remember when I would go to New York, I'd actually put on the El Paso. I'd go online and type it in and listen because I liked the talk show at the time. It was actually a pretty good talk show. The talk show I don't like not anymore. Sorry, but it's not good. But so that's cool that I saw them like kind of pivoting ahead of time, like getting online just in case. Because if you do have a good show on your local radio station, you can get other people through online access.
And people are going to still listen to you. Yeah. Because they just want to know what you're doing. Yeah. They want to know what you're talking about. And they just like feeling like, you know, someone is there talking to them.
Yeah.
And don't feel lonely.
Yeah. So how did the whole LOUDWIRE thing get incorporated? Because I remember this happened maybe only a few years ago, right?
So that's a funny story. Last year, LOUDWIRE started doing LOUDWIRE weekends, which would take up Saturday and Sunday, 7 to midnight, which would get rid of some of our programming. And then the host would be producing his show, like putting all the songs, all the sweepers, all the little sound effects together. And it became too much for him. So they asked me to do it.
Oh, okay.
So I started doing that from about a year ago.
Okay.
And it wasn't until this year where they just kind of asked me, like, well, Danny, you've been doing this for a while and you do just a great job of it. Why don't we make you a full-time LOUDWIRE producer? So anytime you hear LOUDWIRE on the air, I'm the one who puts the shows together.
That is crazy. That was awesome, man.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, LOUDWIRE is, has a huge presence online.
Sure.
Another creator that I interviewed just recently has been doing stuff with LOUDWIRE, Nick Nocturnal. So LOUDWIRE has been really good about getting like people online involved also, and then it seems like they just like started putting a show on mass radio stations. How does that work? Like, do they?
Well, it's a Town Square
Town Square Media. Oh, it is.
It's a Town Square Media show, but this is for like the rock stations.
Ah, okay.
Because they have Pop Crush Nights for the pop stations, and there's a lot of other different radio stations under the Town Square Media umbrella. So LOUDWIRE Nights is the one for rock and metal.
So for instance, in New York, it's called K-Rock. It's probably under the same
That might
media.
be the station, but the LOUDWIRE show is the national syndicated program that might be played on a radio station in New York that's part of a Town Square Media family. And the one thing I love about LOUDWIRE is that we can still make mentions to cool stories in rock and metal.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say, when Baby Metal was getting big, and they started getting noticed by Corey Taylor and Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
There were all those stories that came out that kind of help people get to know more about Baby Metal, maybe play them. So there's still that reach and that sense of people get to know about these bands. Obviously, if a rock star notices it, we can make the story.
That's why it's important, guys. So like a big person, like you just said, like let's say Corey Taylor listens to BAND-MAID and he's just like blown away.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden it could be something that ends up on your show.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. That's
wild. It could be something that we talk about because this is a rock story that you need to know about. So when Corey Taylor hears BAND-MAID and he sees what we just saw, and he's like, "Oh my God, this is incredible!"
Yeah,
there's a good chance that it may get talked about on LOUDWIRE, and we get to help those guys out too.
What do you think is the best way for a band like BAND-MAID to get noticed by these bigger artists? Because they are going to be playing a lot of shows. They did play at Aftershock. I haven't seen. Have you heard the rock band The Warning?
Yes.
So The Warning was connected with BAND-MAID. They met, and that's a big up and coming band. I love that band a lot. I don't know if
they're from Mexico.
Yeah,
they're all
Monterrey, Mexico.
Monterrey.
Yep.
And they're all girls.
Yep.
And I think they've been talked about on LOUDWIRE too.
Yeah.
Because they've been on tour with
Lizzie Hale from
Hailstorm. So yeah, there is that little bit of reach and that little bit of mention. So slowly but surely.
So you never know. So if the Warning gets that reach and Warning talks about BAND-MAID, which they have already, there could be a chance of that crossover where BAND-MAID could get mentioned on LOUDWIRE.
Yes.
Because
to answer your question though, like what would BAND-MAID have to do? Keep going. Don't stop. No, seriously, don't stop. Just keep doing what you're doing, and the hard work will pay off. I've learned that from personal experience. You've learned that from personal experience. So just keep at it. Don't stop.
I'm still in the hard work phase.
I mean, I am too, but I've gotten to a much better place in life because I never stopped. I never stopped taking initiative.
Yeah.
I've always just tried to do what I thought was the right thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all you can do. I'm not going to lie. I was telling him before I was a little embarrassed because the last time him and I met, I had a house and everything and a studio. And then he's coming up. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I'm doing the show out of a trailer now.
No, dude. Honestly, don't feel embarrassed by that at all.
Because I stopped working at my main job so I could do all this. I worked for Carl's Jr. I was like, I want to do music full time or something music related, talking about music or teaching.
Well, you're doing
something.
a great job doing the show, man.
So,
and obviously you got fans who love you and support you. So keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, it's just that grind, right? Just keep doing that grind, and
it's gonna pay off.
Yeah. But it's been an amazing experience just doing this whole thing, and meeting new people has been the greatest thing I gotta say out of the whole thing, like having this interview with you or doing those. Do you do a lot of interviews with your show?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes you do?
I actually got to interview Jim Ward.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How was that?
I was nervous as hell because it's Jim Ward. And if you don't know who Jim Ward is, he's like a local legend here in El Paso. He was one of the members from At the Drive-In, and he went to go form Sparta, and he's got his own projects, a Sleeper Car and a solo project.
Those are two bands right there, like Sparta and At the Drive-In, that I think are pretty well known, I think, in overseas too, like for their intricacies and stuff like that. Very technical bands. Yeah,
I would say like when it comes to El Paso bands, they're amongst the most popular. Yeah, and the most known too.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, I know what you mean though. And did you interview him in person or was it through online?
Oh, it was in person.
Oh my god!
He shows up at the stations occasionally.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he's good friends with Steve Kaplowitz, the sports guy.
Yeah, the sports guy.
Yeah, he'll come to the station every now and then, and I'll say, "Oh, hey, Jim." And plus, his restaurant is literally right down the street from my house.
Oh, wow. That's wild. That's so nuts, man.
And that's the thing that's crazy. It's like, for us here in El Paso, he's Jim Ward, you know? He's just our neighbor, Jim. But to anywhere else in the world, oh, my God, it's Jim Ward! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still cool to know, like, Jim is still representing El Paso in an amazingly positive way.
Yeah, I remember you were saying about being nervous in person. Man, I interviewed Joaquin through Zoom, and I was nervous as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Listen, you know, when you're doing interviews, it's a lot different than just doing a live performance.
Yeah.
And it happens, you know? You get nervous. It's a natural feeling.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, just like trying to keep that under control. Check in with the chat real quick. Guys, drop another BAND-MAID song. We're going to show him right now. And welcome to anybody that has joined us. Hopefully the internet's staying stable for you guys now. It is being recorded. We'll post up the uninterrupted broadcast afterwards. But let us know what song he should check out next. I'm thinking Manners. I think a newer song would be pretty cool. Show him some technical stuff with some beautiful singing over it.
Sure.
I forgot what else I was gonna ask you something else. I completely drew a blank. See,
no, it's okay.
That's the best part, is there is when you completely forget what you're talking about.
We have not prepared for this at all. We just kind of showed up here and just be like, okay, let's just record.
I was like,
why not?
We're gonna talk about Japanese music and other things. But,
I don't know what else we're gonna do. Just to go ahead and do it.
What else is going on before we pull up? Somebody mentioned Warning, Blooming. I want to do a new one. Influencer. That's a good one. Sai Nakadori. You guys just want me to cry in front of Daniel. That's mean.
Do you need a hug, bro? If you cry, I'll give you a hug.
Hoagie, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm thinking Warning or Manners. That seems enticing. But anyways, what's going on in your life now? Are you doing music? I know you had mentioned before we started, it's been a few years since you've been writing some music.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think the last thing I put out was like 2019. And it was for my solo project, Second Nature.
Yeah.
No, I haven't really done anything yet because work has taken a lot of my time away from recording music. However, I have been doing a lot of collaborations with some local musicians for some of their stuff.
What have you been doing? You've been singing, drumming?
Yes.
All of it?
All of it.
All of it.
Whatever they ask me to do, I'll do it.
Yeah. Do you have a piece of music you want us to, show everyone today?
Oh, God.
Is there anything on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. It's called The End by Second Nature.
Second Nature? What are you playing in this?
I sing and I drum.
Oh, wow. What is it called? The second?
Oh, it's called just Second Nature, The End.
Second Nature, The End.
And it's not to be confused with like the Doors song or either.
Yeah. Oh, I just learned like 3 Doors songs for that.
Yep, that's the one right at the top.
Right there. All right, so this is Daniel's project.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is your solo project.
This is my solo project.
All right.
Oh, a little background. Julio Ortega is the one who produced this song. He plays bass, and Lorenzo Corral from Hot Shot Kicks, he's the guitar player.
Yeah, Lorenzo's really good.
Oh, he's amazing.
Is he doing anything now?
He's in well, he's at UTEP right now. He's taking classes.
Yeah.
I think he's playing with Hot Shot Kicks again.
Oh wow, I'd love to interview him sometime. He's so good. He's such a nice guy too.
He's a very quiet dude, but he's one of the best guitarists I've ever personally had a chance to work with.
Yeah.
And record with too.
Yeah, that's crazy. So all right, so here we go.
Ready for some truly cringy lyrics.
Get ready for what?
Cringy lyrics.
Oh god.
It's very angsty.
Waking up in a cold sweat, nothing less but a sense of regret. Feels like yesterday when I pushed you away. What's wrong with
Every time I hear you sing, like, it doesn't match you. I'm like, that's really you?
Yeah, I get that
something
a lot. I
Yeah.
get that a lot. Like, me talking in person is a lot different than me singing or
Yeah.
on the air. It's very different.
Yeah, it's so different. I like the tones and stuff going on in this. So he mixed all of it?
Yeah, Julio was the one who produced
mixed it?
and mixed everything together.
Nice.
Although this was back in 2019, and he's been like so good in his producing roles. I want to work with him again.
Yeah.
Maybe do another song. Maybe revise this one, make it sound even better.
Yeah.
For 2023.
It's already sounding good already, so I can't imagine, you know?
You're just being polite at this point.
No, it's a good mix. It's a really good mix for something that was just, like you said, not... Because you imagine it better than this, so like I'm like,
Oh yeah,
wow.
it can be much better. And this is when he started really getting into the producer role.
Yeah.
So, he's been really good at this point, but he's even better now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
too scared to see? Continue to pray. Continue to pray. Wanna feel happiness inside, but all there is emptiness inside. Darkness is all that I feel. Bleakness, nothing is for real. Fighting off the voices every time. Are you okay? Tell me I'm fine. All this time I'm trying to fix the night, but I fear I'm reaching the
It's very interesting vocal choices, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I really love the music, but the notes are very interesting what they chose singing. Like, not what I would imagine vocally, but I really love like the music underneath it. Like, you have the voice there. I think you need different melodies, if that
Okay.
makes sense. That's my personal takeaway. But it's mixed so well. So like, I like how it sounds, and you have a good voice. Just, I think different melodies would be even better, I think.
Well, this was my first attempt of really writing like a hardcore
Yeah.
song. So this is literally like
Gotcha,
the first one I did.
Gotcha. All
And
right.
again, this was
Yeah.
back in 2019. I think I would gotten a lot better at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So what you're hearing is not the
But-
best work of mine.
But there's potential in it. Like, I hear the potential
Sure.
in it because the music is solid and your voice is solid. It was just the melody choices, in my opinion on that. What's up, Tavo Music? How you doing? It does sounds good, man. Like, you should definitely have him produce more, because it does sound good. Like, I love the different kinds of tones that they chose that help fill up the mix tremendously. It sounds really good. I like how it just fills in like a glove. Even with your voice, like, everything is just there. Somebody mentioned old school punk, but I feel it's like a very polished old school punk, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of kind of like that hardcore. I think they're called The Damned. You know that super group that has a couple, Scott Ian from Anthrax and Andy, the drummer
I
from
don't think I've
Fall
ever
Out Boy?
heard that.
No?
Drummer from Fall Out Boy. Wow, that's a weird super group.
Yeah, I know it feels weird, but I was listening to a lot of their songs and I'm like, I really like this. And Julio was even like, yeah, this is like a really good like band. And I need to look it up so I actually know what the band is. But
Yeah.
if you look up band with drummer from Fall Out Boy and Scott Ian of Anthrax, you'll know exactly. And I think it's the guy from Every Time I Die too.
Oh, wow.
So it's this really eclectic, like post-hardcore super group, and I just got that vibe for this song.
Gotcha. The bass tone too. What do they use to record that bass? I'm curious about that.
I don't really remember what Julio did to record the bass. That's a technical issue for him.
Gotcha.
Maybe we need to get him on the show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Here, I'm gonna put a question there. I'm gonna put manners or warning for BAND-MAID. Manners, warning, and then you guys will vote between those. Which one?
And the question that doesn't get picked, I will listen to on my free time, and
Yeah,
I'll let
there you go.
Alan know what the hell I thought of it.
Or just come on the show again.
Yeah, or just we'll fucking do it again. We'll do a part 2.
Yeah, there you go. Part 2. Maybe you could get Eric here. Do you know Eric?
I remember Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the band.
so long,
He does the reactions with me here and
Hell
there. Yeah, that'd be cool. He's gonna come today, but some things came up. But
No worries.
But yeah, it's really fun. We have fun doing reactions. We've broken a lot of chairs in here though, because we end up moshing with our chairs. It gets a little hectic. We couldn't do that now. Like I said, this is the first time doing like this whole like
Setup.
3 camera thing. So like it feels crazy.
Hey, this is the first time for everything, right?
Yeah. All right, you guys vote for that. We got already a close race on that. So
I'll tell you what, there's actually one part of the song I really want you to hear.
Okay.
Get to about 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
okay. Here, we'll let it play. Let's let it play through.
Okay.
Thoughts continuing to drift, motions continuing to shift. My own hell is what I embrace. My own hell, my own saving grace. What's wrong with me? Too blind to see.
I was very angry when I wrote this song. I think you can kind of tell.
I know I mentioned about the melody, but to be honest with you, I can see this style of music working really well. It's just not in my, I guess, the normal thing I listen to. Because I can see this working really well with people that are into this style, you know? I know I said about that, I'm like, what are you talking about, Alan? Because, like, you know, art's subjective. So it's like, because it sounds good. It sounds good. It's just not the style I've, like, gravitated to the most. But now that I'm hearing it, I'm just like, it reminds me of a band, and I can't remember that I saw live. When you said, and honestly, I wasn't expecting this style from you.
No,
Not at all. Not at all. Like I was expecting something way different.
I tell you what, you're really not going to expect what happens when you push play again.
Okay. Here we go.
Wanna feel happiness inside, but all there is emptiness inside. Darkness.
I missed it. Hold
There
on,
was a
hold on.
scream right there. Like, go back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you sing it right now?
Not when I'm taking a sip.
Like a flame.
But hey, we got acoustic guitars back there. That's
Oh, God. I haven't sung this song in a long time. I've sung it in years.
Wanna feel happiness inside, but all there is emptiness inside. Darkness is all that I feel. Bleakness, nothing is for real. Fighting off the voices every time. Are you okay? Yeah, fine. All this time I'm trying to fix a man, but I'm here on great shape.
oh. That was really cool. I like that transition right there.
That's Lorenzo shredding right there.
Yeah. love it. I love it at that part near the end, that middle part. I see why you said to wait for that, because that's really unique when it comes to like this style of music, like just that change up. Yeah, yeah. And then there's this one note like at the end. I felt like you were singing it better at the end.
Yeah, I got better. No, you're right.
Yeah.
When I first sang it, this was like the first time doing a song of this kind of magnitude.
Yeah.
For me, so as the song progresses, as we tracked more and more, I think I got better and better as the song went on.
Yeah, because at the end, I don't know if you guys heard it too, but like it sounded like it got better at the end. Like it sounded really good. I like the catchiness of it when you're hitting those notes.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. I hope you get back to it, man. Get back to it.
I will.
Start doing some music.
I will. I will. Don't worry. It's just a matter of time.
All right. So Manners has won, and we're going to do live. They said I should put my glasses back on.
All right.
Oh, there it is. Official live. Is this the right one, guys?
BAND-MAID Manners.
It's from their site,
hole.
so
okay.
This has to be the right one. You can hear these dogs.
They want to hear the song.
They want to hear the song.
Oh, that bass.
Right?
Sorry, there's something about BAND-MAID that I didn't have a chance to say, but those harmonies.
Yeah.
Those harmonies are. They're good.
They're super good.
So
right?
good.
Yeah, I agree, man. They sound awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
This is my favorite mix by them. It's good. I like this one. I definitely like other mixes better. I think this is when during the pandemic, right, guys? When they were like playing to no crowd.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Let me know if I'm wrong.
Was this during 2020? Like the pandemic?
Yeah, I think it was during that time. Yeah, because it's 2021, right? Let me know if I'm wrong, guys. Yeah. Bass is so good on here.
Oh yeah.
That always threw me off when I first heard it.
Oh yeah, I was like, what is that?
Hear that brass instruments in it?
Yeah, I hear that. God damn, that bass, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm telling
man.
you, not one, like, you'll never
Not
hear
one
mess up.
wrong note.
It's crazy.
If there was a wrong note, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah. It's
Nor
just-
did I care.
right, exactly.
I don't care. It just sounds
Yeah.
good.
So what do you think overall of the band?
I like them. I really do.
Yeah.
I hear that classic rock like influence on their song, but mixed with a little bit of like Rage Against the Machine, with the angsty part.
I've never heard that one before. I hear it. I hear what you're talking about with the little angsty parts where they're going a little bit harder, or
Yes.
where like the second guitarist Miku, she starts yelling or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Black Hole plays next, right? So this is like one of their insane songs.
Okay, so it just kind of flows seamlessly into the next one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this contrast from that first one.
All right, now we're getting like a Megadeth feel.
It does sound like Megadeth.
That was a straight Megadeth rhythm right there.
You're right. I didn't even notice that before. That straight up was a Megadeth feel. It really
Like
was.
I was getting so much of like a Rest in Peace vibe.
Yeah, I hear it, man. Yeah, for sure.
I love those.
Yeah, she's going off on the drum fills too. Like
Oh,
crazy. You hear
yeah.
those? Yeah.
What's her name?
Akane?
Kane?
Akane.
Akane.
Yeah.
Akane is killing it
Yeah.
on the drums.
Yeah. I
Like,
agree.
goddamn, she's just. Her fills are just unbelievably tight and unbelievably creative, too.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you hearing with the creative fills? Like just the way that she's going through it, their patterns, or what are you hearing?
I'm also hearing, like those, like.
Oh, okay.
Those aren't just bum, 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 bum. Those just
Yeah,
bum,
yeah.
bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Almost
that
like
pop.
upbeats.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. As she's transitioning to the next part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, it does.
So if anyone tries to actually play the song, you can't just play it through the first time. You got to listen to it a couple times before you just
Yeah.
kind of, like, all right, I'm ready to tackle this bad boy.
I know a lot of people have tried to learn the drums, and she changes the fills almost like every time.
Yes.
Yeah, to different ones. It's not like you're getting the same one every time. Mm-hmm. You know.
Jesus. That's another fill right there. It's
Yeah.
like, good lord, girl.
She just like jams it the entire time, man.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the entire time it's just going off.
She don't care what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
For
good
sure.
lord.
favorite part.
I don't know what else to say at this point. I just, Jesus Christ.
Right? Yeah. It's crazy, right? Just the amount of change ups in this song compared to the last song. What do you think? Like comparing that to Manners, and now we have Black Hole. That's what this song's called.
Manners is a great song to just jam to.
Yeah.
This is a song that you really want to sit down and like, you ready to get your mind blown? Like, okay, because I hear bits of Megadeth. I hear a little bit of Slayer, especially in the drums.
I love all the metal bands that you're mentioning. I would have never even thought of that.
Down there too. Like I'm just hearing bands that I know.
Yeah. Is that from a drum perspective or
no? It's just
just the music side of things.
As a music side of thing, as a music fan, I'm like I hear bits and pieces. I'm not sure if that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
But this is making me appreciate their music because I hear bits and pieces of different bands and bands that I like.
Yeah.
Bands that I enjoy and I freaking love.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm appreciating this because I hear those songs and
awesome,
I hear those bands, and I think that's the beauty about music too.
Yeah, agreed, man. Yeah, they have. You can hear so much going on.
Oh yeah.
So a cool thing that they do over there, man, is they do this thing where they have these concerts and stuff for their fans. They film and they live stream them and stuff like that, so they can watch the videos. Like for this during like the pandemic, they would just have this videotaped, and you could watch as they're playing. You know, so to be live streaming it, which is really cool.
Yeah, I guess cool this was one of those live stream videos.
Yeah, it's one of those live stream videos.
Yeah.
And they do that, and then sometimes they'll have their like concerts recorded, and then they'll live stream them after the fact too, which is really cool. That's a big thing that they do over there. I wonder why there isn't more bands that do that. You know, I think they could totally do that for sure, because you can get more people from across the world and stuff.
I think so too, but maybe it's just the fact that we had to go through a long period of no live concerts, of actually going to a show and enjoying the band playing in front of us.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why none of the not a lot of live streams are happening because we want that energy.
Yeah.
We actually want to physically see the musicians in front of us just shred, just have a great time. That's why we're seeing more of the live shows again.
Yeah, for sure.
We're seeing the resurgence again, and I'm happy.
There's a lot of shows going on. All right, man. Well, to end things off, is there anything you want to tell people what you got going on? Any questions from anybody? If you go ahead and let us know now. Thank you so much for the membership. Appreciate it. Makaluku. Thank you so much, guys. All the support. We really appreciate it. Any bit helps us so much to keep this thing running and keep producing better shows. So we really appreciate it, guys. But
no, and honestly, thank you to everyone listening to me ramble. I'm not much of a live streamer. I'm not much of a person on camera. So this is like different for me.
Oh, you did fine, man. This is fun.
I appreciate that.
You do radio. You got this. It's all about the voice. This is a podcast. This is a podcast. It's all about the voice.
Guess. Yeah.
It's the same. It's just we're on camera.
Yeah, you're right.
Most people are just listening.
True.
That's what most people listen to is after fact. By the way, welcome SJ Nix. I see you in the chat there. welcome, man.
I hope Loudwire has the Japanese rock metal music segment on the radio. That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, for those that missed it, we were, he's gonna be playing a cover.
Yes.
From us. So he only can do bands that are local, but the little loophole that we are just talking about was like, we're covering Japanese bands, so he'll be able to play that on the radio.
And you actually had someone sing on the song, right?
Yeah, had Nam from Hong Kong who's singing that for Unlucky Morpheus, and then my good friend Vicky who did the BAND-MAID song and did Baby Metal. So it's not the actual band, but it's still in correlation to being mentioned, which is
El
cool.
Paso rock showing appreciation to Japanese metal.
Yeah, exactly, which is really cool.
Yes.
But then also shout out to you, man. He's supported Dichotic for a long time. He's played all of our singles and stuff on the radio. So thank you for that, man. I really appreciate it. So
hey, there's one thing about
helped us find bassists. I remember somebody heard us on the radio, and then they found out we needed a bassist, and they're like, "I want to join." So I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm awesome. Always here to help local bands grow. And that's one thing I love about my job and doing Q Connected. It's that I have a platform now to give bands who may not have a platform be able to have a platform.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying like this is what's going to help them elevate to superstardom. But if I can get at least one person to listen to them and be like, I like what these girls, what these guys are doing, then that's my job. And I can say that if I've done that, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And anything helps, honestly. And like we just mentioned earlier in the podcast, if you didn't hear about it, go ahead and check it out. We did talk about how BAND-MAID could get out there further through their connections with The Warning and stuff. We talked about that earlier. If you're just joining us now, make sure you check out the rest of this podcast.
Yes.
And we did talk about all that stuff already. So if you're just joining late. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you do have the means to do so, if you do want to support this channel further, check out our Patreon and stuff like that. We have some perks over there. But honestly, anything just helps us run the show and keep making it better and better. And that's the goal. Keep spreading Japanese music around. And I appreciate you being on. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, dude. This was fun.
We'll do it again. We got to do it again sometime.
We will.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything together in like, 4 or 5 years?
And this is the first in-person I've ever done, so...
It's the first time for everything, right?
Yeah. So that's the cool part. And we'll catch up with you on a later date and get an update on how everything's going in the music business and stuff.
Sounds good.
And so see you guys later. See you guys in the next one. See you.
Bye.